Embassy of the Dead, Chapter 36, The Final Countdown. Jake doubled over as the pain tugged at his chest. He had to get out now, but which way? He searched his jeans and pulled out the cloakroom ticket that he'd been given in exchange for his meat suit. Maybe that would tell him what to do. Where before he could have sworn it had said 214, now it said 178. Had he been mistaken? He blinked as the number changed before his eyes. 177. It was counting down. He turned on his heel and bolted for the door, quite literally running for his life. Abandoning the cart he'd left outside Good Morning's room, he started to retrace his steps. The embassy was like a maze, and at some point in his rush, Jake had taken a wrong turn. He stopped for breath, leaning against the wall for support. There was no time to go back. He'd never make it. He had to find a new way. He was now in one of the building's older outer corridors, with large windows punctuating one of its walls. The rain lashed against the glass. Jake paused and peered into the darkness, feeling hopeless. Maybe this was it. Time to accept his death? But then he saw the camper van. Dad, Mum, home. He couldn't get this far and then give up. He ran on, glancing down at the ticket. 96. Time was running out. A door opened at the far end of the corridor, and a man walked through carrying a bin bag. He lifted a large flap in the wall and placed the bin bag inside. Then he turned and disappeared back through the door. "Wait!" cried Jake. He ran towards the door, flinging it open to reveal yet another corridor of doors. The cleaner was nowhere to be seen. He went back through the door and went over to the flap in the wall. Above it was a sign that read General Waste. It was some sort of garbage disposal chute. He opened the flap and peered down into a dark, smelly tunnel. No way was he getting in there. He looked at the ticket again. 63. Clenching his jaw, Jake wriggled, feet first, into the chute. Before deciding that the whole plan was stupid, he had no idea where it led. Maybe to an incinerator. He tried to climb, but it was too late. He was falling into the blackness, rattling down the metal chute. He pressed himself against the edge, using his body as a brake, and for a second he slowed, then immediately sped up again as he fell, screaming all the way, before landing in a pile of bin bags in a skip. A door opened, flooding the room with light. "Well, that's a new one," came the voice of Eustace. "I was starting to worry about you, but I heard the screaming and here you are. Welcome back." Eustace took a sip from his cocktail glass and sauntered over to Jake, offering him a hand. This time Jake took it gladly and stood up, pulling himself out of the skip. He peeled something slimy off his face. Gross. Eustace led Jake out of the room and straight into the trolley room. He walked over to one trolley and whipped off the sheet with a flourish, revealing the Jake, not Jake, lying motionless. Then, in the blink of an eye, Eustace disappeared and Jake's body got up from the trolley and walked over to him. Then Eustace emerged once more. "Your vessel awaits," he said, motioning Jake to step forward. Jake took a deep breath and stepped inside his own body. He looked at his hands. He felt nothing, no change at all. "I'm back in my body," he said, patting his pocket to find the finger once more. Eustace nodded. "It's as simple as that. I hope you enjoyed yourself in the embassy. You'll be able to stay longer next time." A screeching noise sounded through the night. Eustace walked over to a window and peered out. "That animal, it's been screeching non-stop. Sounds like a fox or something. Most annoying when one's trying to relax." Jake gasped. "Sorrow!" He sprinted to the lift and pressed the button for the ground floor. Eustace waved at him through the closing doors. "So you won't be joining me for a cocktail then?"
He's a child.
No, I know, but Eustace is obviously a bit bored and lonely, isn't he? I thought that ticket was suddenly counting down very quickly, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Because it was 214 when he got it and 177 when he checked it. And then all of a sudden it's down at 63.
No, 96 and then 63.
96 and then 63. Yeah. Anyway, I wonder what's happening with Zorro. We'll find out in the next chapter.